So I'll press this reverse and I'll accelerate, and the bike actually goes reverse. And compared to a regular motorcycle and ICE engine, the advantage I see on this motorcycle is that it's much lighter. Even though it's a little longer motorcycle, when this motorcycle actually shows that it has consumed 100 kilometers, on the Google Maps I see that I have ridden almost 90 to 91 kilometers, which is... What's up YouTube, welcome back to another video on this channel, and today we have an interesting commuter, the Revolt RV1 Plus, the latest model from Revolt, and this is the first time I'm showcasing Revolt in this channel. So first of all, this is a purely commuter motorcycle, and I got a really good chance to ride this motorcycle inside city, spending a lot of time riding around. So let's look at the styling first. So Revolt has always made sure that their motorcycles actually looks good, looks futuristic, and the RV1 Plus is also nothing less. You see that styling, it is very good. There are actually different color variants available for the RV1 Plus. In my opinion, I'll say that personally I like this color and the black color more. Obviously black is my favorite color, so I really like the black color variant when I saw that in the showroom. And styling wise, when we look at the front portion, we have actually all LED lights. The light actually looks good. Not that it just looks good, actually it is functional as well. In the night the light actually is very functional. And this comes with normal fogs in a conventional fogs, and it is actually tuned for a very comfortable ride. And this comes with alloy wheels, disc brake both in front and back. It's not an ABS braking system by the way, but it has combined braking system. And here we can see that it's a neatly designed layout. It looks futuristic, but it is not overly done. And also the portion underneath as well looks really nice. And there is a crash bar over here. It's a leg protector, and here we can see the charging port. So this is where we connect the charger. By the way, the battery actually sits inside over there. And one positive thing about this motorcycle is that this has a removable battery. If you want to charge like that, you can charge it like that, or you can remove the battery from there and charge it. And this comes with spring suspension in the rear, which is also actually set for a comfortable ride. And one another thing is that it has got a longer seat. It's not just a longer seat. If you look at the motorcycle as such, it's a longer motorcycle. So the advantage is we have a longer seat. Easily 3 people can sit on this motorcycle, but I'll tell you one thing, that it is quite illegal and unsafe to ride a motorcycle with more than 2 people on it. But I'm still saying that easily 3 people can sit on the motorcycle. And also actually Revolt claimed that there can be a max payload of 250 kg on this motorcycle. That means the total weight of the rider and the pillion can be till a max of 250 kg. That's actually a really good figure. And also this has got a really good ground clearance, and plus it comes with a center stand. So let me open the seat and I'll show you the under seat space. So here there's a little bit of storage space here. So there's a little bit of a space over there where you can keep your charger. There's a bit of exposed wires over here. So to open the battery and to see there, just the key over here. Yeah, that's how we open. And there's a small tray section over here, so you can keep your papers, wallet, mobile phones, that kind of thing over there. So a small storage space. And if you take off this tray, you can see the battery. So there are 2 battery packs available for this. One is a 3.2 kWh battery and a 2.2 kWh battery. So this one has a 3.2 kWh battery, and this has a range of 160 km, and the 2.2 variant will come 100 kilometers. So that's a range thing with the battery, and the battery is actually IP67 rated. That means it is waterproof. And also one thing is that you can actually remove this battery. So this is a connector. I don't want to remove it right now. So what you have to do is, there's a MCB here. Switch off the MCB and take this plug off. You can actually remove it, and you can actually charge this battery from outside as well. Not everyone can take the battery out. That's the reason why there's a keyhole here. So you have to use the same key here to take the battery out. Oh, and one nice point which I see with this battery is that the battery connector is over here, so it's not underneath. It's not like regular how you put the battery in a torch. So one good thing is this portion will never get damaged. That's the best part of having this kind of a connector. And irrespective of the battery type, the top speed of the motorcycle actually stays same. It is actually 70 km/h, and the torque output of this battery is actually 32 Nm, which is actually very good for a city use. And also this bike actually comes with riding modes, 3 riding modes and a reverse mode here. So this riding modes, we can easily change it like this. In the riding mode 1, which is eco, you'll get a top speed of 45 km/h, and city mode, which you'll get a top speed of around 55, and in the third mode, which is actually sport mode, you'll get the full top speed of 70 km/h. And if you have to use the reverse gear, I can show you that. Actually you have to push it to the left keep pressing it and accelerate so that the bike goes through us, and it will actually go to the speed of 6 km per hour. So this is a safety feature that we cannot actually put it to the reverse gear while we are riding. And one great thing about this battery is that this battery can be charged from 0 to 80% in just 80 minutes, which is actually a really good thing. It's actually in par with charging a mobile phone. It is really fast. By the way, this comes with a side stand safety feature, which is actually side stand cutoff. So that means when the side stand is on, the motorcycle don't run actually. And also it comes with a chain drive. You can see that it comes with a chain drive. Let me just walk you through the things in the dash. By the way, it's a neatly designed dash. It's big and readable as well. So to see the switches on the handlebar, we have high beam and low beam here, indicator switch and the horn, and on the side the kill switch, riding modes and the start button. So here we'll see the battery percentage. This is the ampere meter, like when you throttle it, it will show the current output over here. This is the range, this is the odometer, the time and the riding mode you are going in. So it shows eco now. So I'll press this reverse and I'll accelerate, and the bike actually goes reverse. By the way, both the brakes are in the hand. It's like a conventional scooter thing, not like we have the brakes over here. So this is in a way convenient that we can actually have more control on the bike. So now let's go inside the city and I'll talk more about the bike. Alright, we have reached the main road. So there is one main reason why I'm not doing this review on the highway, is that this is a purely commuter motorcycle. So I was using this bike for my complete commutes, and we are now riding in the city mode. So generally eco mode itself is more than enough to just ride inside city, but I just like the city mode because it is a little more powerful and gives an upper hand on the traffic. It's actually very easy to ride. It's not at all a task because it's a lighter motorcycle, by the way, and the acceleration is also really good. In the city mode actually it feels like almost riding a 150cc plus motorcycle. In the eco mode there is a deliberate lag in the throttle, so that if you are a beginner rider you will be able to ride it like in par with other commuter motorcycles or commuter scooter in other ways. The seating is actually really good. I mean, almost all the time when I take this motorcycle out to the city ride, I am actually spending close to an hour riding this. I feel no discomfort sitting on the motorcycle for this long. The rider's triangle is also good. It's a bit of a wider handlebar and gives a really nice feel to steer around, and I have a slight feel that the footpeg is slightly raised, but that is fine. I have a good knee room over here. By the way, I'm a short guy, so even tall guys also will be having a good knee space over here. By the way, it's not at all a tall motorcycle. Since I said that this has a good ground clearance, I think 180 mm of ground clearance, you might be thinking that it'll be having a taller seat height, but it's not the case. I have complete planted foot on both sides. So the riding style is like, compared to a scooter or any other commuter motorcycle, this feels much better, because compared to a scooter, definitely this comes with bigger wheels, better suspension, better brakes. Braking is really nice. I really liked it, and the suspension is also actually tuned to a softer side, so softer riding even in broken roads. Like, we feel much comfortable to ride this motorcycle, and I really didn't face any trouble riding this motorcycle in bad roads. Even though it's a spring race suspension, not on monoshock, this is actually giving good comfort. So yes, I was comparing this motorcycle with a scooter or a regular motorcycle. So compared to a scooter, this has bigger wheels, better brakes, better suspension, and compared to a regular motorcycle, an ICE engine, the advantage I see on this motorcycle is that it's much lighter. Even though it's a little longer motorcycle, it feels much lighter and it feels easy to ride as well. Now, to talk about the ownership aspects of this motorcycle, this variant, the 3.2 kWh battery variant, comes for 1,23,000 on road Bangalore. So in my opinion, if you are going for this RV1 Plus, I'll highly suggest to go with the 3.2 kWh battery variant, because always I say that whatever battery pack is available for you, go for the highest variant one. Whether this one or any other AV, go for the biggest battery pack. And when I was talking to the service center guys over here, they were telling that the first service is in 4,000 kilometers or in 90 days, and from then on it is always like once in 10,000 kilometers or 1 year. And also it costs something like 1,000 rupees, so that means it's actually very affordable to maintain. Like once in 10,000 kilometers you have to pay close to 1,000 rupees to maintain the motorcycle, and that is also good. And also when it comes to the battery, I'm actually impressed with that IDC conversion to real world, because when I was riding this, I felt that this has almost 90% or more accuracy when it comes to city riding with my riding style. What I meant by that is, when this motorcycle actually shows that it has consumed 100 kilometers, on the Google Maps I see that I have ridden almost 90 to 91 kilometer, which is actually really good. It's a very good conversion figure, taking up the fact that we have this kind of traffic. By the way, I was almost riding it in the eco mode when I was doing that test, but it has a very good conversion rate. And also to think about the long-term usage of the battery, so as per records, if you're someone who is actually riding on a daily basis for around 50 kilometer inside city, then the cost for it will be 6 rupees. So converting that to on a monthly basis charges, it will be almost 200 rupees per month. That's all. So 200 rupees per month, and once in 10,000 kilometers you have to take it for service. And another one thing is you have to actually maintain the chain. So it is as same as other IC engine motorcycles. So when you have a chain in dry condition, actually you can go to the service center once in 1000 kilometers to adjust the chain slack and lube the chain. But if you are riding in wet conditions, then I'll say that by 600-700 kilometers you can actually go to the service center and maintain the chain. So let's come to the conclusion. So in my opinion, I'll say that it's a very good motorcycle for your city use, be you are a short rider or a tall rider, because for short riders this has a lower seat height and a comfortable seat, and for tall riders actually you have knee room, and also there is a good amount of space between the rider and the handlebar. So that is actually good for tall riders. And obviously it's an EV, so the running cost is very less, and also this variant seems much affordable with a price tag of 1.23. It's not a big deal to take it through smaller spaces. So that's all with the review of this motorcycle. So if you ask me if I face any issues with the motorcycle, nothing major. Couple of things are like there are some exposed wires here and there, so if Revolt can hide those things, it will be better. And also the foot peg actually feels a little taller set, so if it can go lower, it will be much better. For my height it is okay, but for taller riders, then I'll say that that'll be more comfortable. So that's all about the review of this motorcycle. I hope this video is helpful for you, and as always, show some love in the form of likes and comments. See you in the next video. Until then, bye bye.